You don't want to hear this, but hormone replacement therapy.
Really?
I think that probably would
have any of that in a bottle. I can go shooting her ass today.
Yeah, but a little bit of the sometimes women have, which normally have a little testosterone, lose that as they get older, and just a touch of testosterone and maybe some other bioidentical hormones that she may be deficient in. And all of a sudden, you may see her light up like a candle.
Now, where do I go to get her? Can you give me a doctor's suggestion?
I'll figure that out for you.
You go to a gym and find the biggest guy there.
Yeah. You call Jimmy Clevis.
I want your vitamins.
He's selling fish out of the back of his truck.
Yeah.
I was guilty of that, man. When I was at Indiana State, I got there as a freshman. I was benching like 405.
That's awesome.
As a freshman, I had the record at Warsaw High for a little bit. And now I was probably benching between 375 and 405 when I got there.
That's a lot. It's 4 plates.
Natural.
4 plates.
Yeah, 440.
High school student?
445. They're 445s on each side.
Yeah, anyone that says that they bench 400 pounds is full of shit because they went for 405.
Dan.
So sorry.
Dan.
This isn't a podcast.
Dan, the last time you got in trouble, I threatened what your punishment was going to be.
Okay, I understand.
No. I don't think you understand.
I do. It was a week.
Oh, no.
What did you drive to work today?
My truck.
Okay, that would be great. You should maybe have to leave your truck here today and drive my smart car to work. It's today's surgery day.
Yeah.
By the way, that
you
means
got to pull it to TOS with the smart car.
hold on, lights on.
Lights on.
Lights on.
You gotta have
camera.
lights on.
Yeah, you got a camera.
Dan, you can't say.
I know. I'm sorry.
That's an FCC violation.
I know.
Oh, you're pretty upset about that guy benching 400.
No.
He's full of shiz.
I will tell you this. You're right. I did have. I was horrible on the deadlift because my arms are so short, but it made me great on the bench press. I was a great bench presser, but not a good deadlifter.
And you got a barrel chest too.
Yeah, I mean, when I get it out,
all the big bench pressers are short arm barrel chest.
Yeah, I mean, if I had my bench shirt on and you're like that, man, literally get it down, it's just boom, boom, and you're locked out.
Yeah.
So I mean, I was a great bench presser. So I go down to the gym, and Lummy, I didn't walk on my first year at Indiana State. I walked on my second year. So my first year, I was just going to go there and try to get big.
Yeah, that's
get as big as I could. So I'm at the gym. And I'm looking all around, and I'm one of the stronger ones, but not by all means. Like I'm seeing juniors and seniors that are doing like 495, 525s for 2 and 3.
Crazy numbers.
Yeah, big, jacked up guys. So I went to this one black guy. Okay, his name was Larry. I can remember like it was nothing. I go, hey bud, hey bud, what's it gonna take for me to throw that kind of weight around? He goes, well, you're not going to be able to do it naturally.
Oh.
He goes, what are you doing right now? And I go, I'm probably 395, 405. And he goes, that's a good start.
It is a good start.
And I go, well, I know. And he goes, see that guy over there? The guy's name was Bobby Boyce, the ladies' choice. Rapped to the bitches with his golden voice.
Nice.
And he was this white guy from East St. Louis, or from like Missouri. I think he had a tryout with the Bears and the Rams back in the day. He was called we played the Missouri Valley. He was called the Mo Valley Monster. He's outside linebacker. Now, Dan, on his weightlifting belt, he had a big picture of a syringe. So I went to him. I go, hey, Bobby. He goes, yeah. And I go, Larry told me to ask you about getting some stuff. He goes, where do you live? And I go, Jones Hall. And he goes, I live in Jones Hall with my girlfriend, Mickey. Mickey was a bodybuilder, too. I go, okay. He goes, why don't you come down to my room? I was on the 5th floor. He was on the 2nd. He goes, I'm in like 214 or whatever. Come down, today. I'm like, all right. So I go down there, and he goes, you're going to need some Anavar. That's what you're going to need. It's the cleanest stuff going. You don't want to, you're not, because in order to do injectables, you have to learn how to give yourself a shot, and I don't think you're ready for that. I'm like, okay. And I really wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, but Anavar is probably one of the best ones.
It was made by Searle. Searle was the manufacturer.
Yep.
And so, but listen to how much he gouged me, when you're a first time, black market. So I don't even know what those, they're not that much. But I go, well, how much is it going to cost? And how much do I get? And he goes, well, first of all, you're going to take 4 a day. I think they were only 2.5 or 5 milligrams. They weren't
geez.
that big a deal.
Yeah.
Okay, 4 a day, and it's going to be $100 for 50 of them. I go, what? And I go, I can't afford that. And he goes, I could put you on a payment plan. So he put me on. He gave me 100 of them, put me on this payment plan. But I mean, literally, I later found out that you could buy them like 100 of them for like $10 or something. Like they were nothing.
But back then, like 100 was between 50 and 100 for 100 pills, not 50 pills.
Right.
You got double, tripled.
I got tripled. So then I'm lifting. I'm getting a little, but seriously, I mean, these Anavars really aren't like the Anadrol 50s or the Dynaballs.
No, they don't do much.
They just make you look better.
No, so I wasn't eating. I wasn't trying to eat good. I was just trying to get strong. Well, they didn't get me that strong. They didn't really get me. They got me a little bit stronger. So then Bobby goes.
So your gateway drugs.
So then Larry goes, hey, what's Bobby got you on? And I go, I'm on some Anavar. And he goes, really? Yeah. He goes, you need to get on some Dynaball or Anadrol 50. I go, okay, where do I get those? And he goes, well, I got those. I go, why didn't you tell me that to begin with? He goes, well, I wanted to see if I was like, going to stick around, or if I was going to deal with Bobby and be okay, then he was going to, he'll start dealing.
Some of them are harder on your system than others.
Yeah, Anadrol 50 is really hard on your system, but it makes you, it bloats your face. You look like a goddamn bloated tick, but my God, my bench went to 495.
How quickly?
In about 5 months. I was just jacked and bloated.
But strong.
So I'm on Anadrol 50s, and Larry's charging me $2 a pill, but you only had to take. He wanted me to start off like with half a pill. So I got far more steroids for less the money. So Bobby comes up to me and says, and I owed Bobby one more payment of $25, and he goes, "Hey, you gonna give me that last payment and put another order in?" And I go, "Yeah, I'll get my last payment to you here soon, but I'm getting stuff from somebody else." He goes, "Who?" Now, the only person that Bobby Boyce was really afraid of was Larry, because Larry was this big black guy, like 6'6", 350. He was an offensive lineman, and Bobby was a linebacker. Well, Bobby didn't mess with Larry. I go, "I'm getting him from Larry now," and he goes, "Well, that's a good guy to get him from." And so I started dealing with Larry, and then Larry graduated, and I had to find somebody else. Then, Dan, listen to this. So I was still on my stepdad's insurance, right? Because he worked for Zimmer, the big orthopedic company.
Right.
And so I guess I was still on his insurance. So my buddy tells me, "Hey, I think the guy's dead now. You can go to Indianapolis and talk to this doctor," and I can even remember his name, Glenn Speckman. And you went down there to his doctor's office, and it was in this basement of like this big building, and it was like 4 rooms, and you sign up, and you're supposed to put sports weight training. That's what the Iggy was. So you put sports weight training, and he comes in and checks your heart, your blood pressure, and all that kind of deal. He would actually prescribe you Anadrol 50 and Dynaball that you went to the pharmacy and got.
Oh, how cool is that?
And it was $2 copay.
Oh,
so
wow.
I was getting 100 Anadrol 50s for $2, taking half of them and using them for myself, then selling them on the street for $2. I was loaded.
Wow, perfect.
And then they put a stop to that real fast. But after a year, my stepdad got called into HR or somebody back at home and said, "Your son, are you like? I guess your company gets the insurance company, Dan. I think maybe gets a hold of the employer and says this employee's
gouging,
doing something." And so
today that would be a HIPAA violation. That was pre-HIPAA.
That was pre-HIPAA.
They wouldn't do that now.
They called Jeff in and said, "Hey, are you familiar with your son's weightlifting therapy out of Indianapolis?" And he's like, "No." And he's like, "Well, it's costing us $900 a month on a $2 copay." So Jeff calls him and says, "Hey, are you doing steroids?" I go,
Hell yeah.
"Yeah." He goes, well, you can do those
You said
all
yeah at first, or did you say no at first?
Well, I said yes to him, and I told
Oh,
Janie
okay.
Cakes no. Janie Cakes caught me with needles one time, and
Okay.
you literally thought,
You were a heroin addict?
yeah,
Yeah.
she thought I was a heroin addict. She started crying, kicked me out of the house, everything. So I told him, yeah, I am. He goes, listen, you can do all that. You don't live here, but you can't be using my insurance for it. I just got called in. He goes, so listen, well, I could still afford it. I think it was like $80 or something like that. Yeah, they didn't have good RX back then. So I went down there, but then my pharmacist red flagged me after a year worth of it and wouldn't sell them to me anymore. And then I think they increasingly started getting more strict, just, the government.
in the 80s,
This was 80. This was 85.
Yeah, it all changed in the 80s.
Yeah, and by like 87, it was, they started regulating it.
Duke didn't test for steroids on the football players even as late as 88.
Really?
They didn't test. They
You
were
guys
all
still were
jacked
bad.
up.
Duke was still bad at football, too.
Yeah,
Wow.
no, they got pretty good for like a minute, like in the early 90s.
For 1 year?
1 or 2 years. Yeah, they won the ACC once.
They did?
Yeah, they tied for first.